Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing a deck tech. So before we get into it, I just want to say we are sorry for not posting videos. We've been really busy with school and we just haven't gotten around to doing them. So yeah, sorry about that. And yeah. So today I'm going to be doing a deck tech on Rograkh, son of Rograkh and Akroma, vision of Ixodor. Let's get into it. So first off, let's start with the outline of the deck. So this deck is kind of like a go wide with keywords deck and stuff like that. So Akroma, vision of Ixodor, is 5 white for a legendary creature angel. She is 6/6, and she has flying, first strike, vigilance, and trample. At the beginning of each combat and to end of turn, each other creature you control gets +1/+1 if it has flying, it has first strike, and so on for double strike, death, touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, protection, reach, trample, vigilance, and partner. So Akroma works really well with Rograkh because Rograkh is 0 mana for an 0/1. It's a legendary creature, Kobold Warrior, and Rograkh has first strike, menace, trample, and partner. So basically, Akroma can easily pump Rograkh because Rograkh already has 4 of those keywords, including partner, 4 of those keywords, so he's already going to get +4/+4 when Akroma's out. So that is very good for Rograkh. And there's a ton of other cards in the deck that will help you get Rograkh big. And there's also a ton of other cards in the deck with a ton of keywords. So those cards can also get it +1/+1. So it's not exactly a deck built around Rograkh. It's more of a deck built around Akroma. But Rograkh is just there as that extra boost, and he's like one of the best keyword cards in the deck. So yeah, let's get into the other cards. Alright, so next up we have the Spotlight cards. So these are the cards that are the best for the deck, and so let's go over them right now. Alright, so the first Spotlight card is Loxodon Warhammer. So Loxodon Warhammer is 3 colorless mana for an artifact equipment, and equipped creature is +2/+0 and has lifelink and trample, and it's equipped 3. So the reason this is very good for the deck is when you get Rograkh out on turn 1, because it's 0 mana, you can equip this when you have 3 mana or have the enough mana to equip it, and you can immediately get Rograkh to a first strike, trample, menace, lifelink 3/1. That's already pretty good. And so yeah, Loxodon Warhammer just is able to get power onto Rograkh really fast, so he can actually stay alive and defend. So yeah, Loxodon Warhammer, great for the deck. Next up is Tome of Legends. So Tome of Legends is 2 colorless mana for an artifact. Tome of Legends enters the battlefield with a page counter on it, and whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put a page counter on Tome of Legends. Then you can pay 1 and tap it to remove a page counter from Tome of Legends to draw a card. So this is great because it's just great card draw in red-white. So yeah, Tome of Legends, really good card draw. And our commander is going to be entering the battlefield on turn 1, and it's going to be attacking a lot because that's what we want to do in the deck. So we're going to get a lot of page counters on Tome of Legends. So yeah, great for the deck. Alright, now let's move on to Rograkh Lunarch Marshal. So Rograkh Lunarch Marshal is 3 and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature human soldier. And it says, at the beginning of each combat, creatures you control gain first strike until end of turn. If the creature you control has first strike, the same is true for flying, death, touch, double strike, taste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, skulk, trample, and vigilance. So Rograkh is absolutely insane in this deck because we really want keywords, and I'm positive almost all the cards that have keywords have these. So this is absolutely insane because you're just going to get so much value off of Akroma and Rograkh if you have both of these guys out. Insane power, insane value. It's very good for the deck. So now let's move on to some of the good ramp cards. So number 1 is Burnished Heart. So Burnished Heart is 3 colorless mana for a 2/2 artifact creature elk. And you can pay 3 colorless mana, sacrifice Burnished Heart, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tap, and shuffle your library. So great ramp, very good for the deck. So yeah, that's burner start. Alright, so next up is Mind Stone. So Mind Stone's 2 colorless mana for an artifact. You can tap 1 to add 1 to your mana pool. And then you can pay 1 to tap it, sacrifice Mind Stone, draw a card. So that's pretty good. You can add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool and you have some card draw. Soul Ring, obviously, essential in every commander deck. You know what it does. 1 colorless mana for an artifact, adds 2 colorless. Boral Signet, essential in red-white decks. Yeah, that's just 2 colorless mana for an artifact. Tap 1, tap it to add red and white. And Commander Sphere is 3 colorless mana for an artifact. Add 1 mana of your color's commander identity. So it could be red or white. And sacrifice Commander Sphere, draw a card. So all these are very good. Also there's Arcane Signet, which is 2 mana, 2 colorless mana for tap, add 1 of any color to your mana pool. That's your color's commander identity, I believe. So yeah, that's all the ramp cards that you should be running in the deck. Some pretty good ones. So yeah, let's move on to some of the best removal cards. So some of the best removal is Chaos Warp. So Chaos Warp is 2 and a red for an instant. The owner of target permanent shuffles into his or her library, then reveals top card of his or her library. If it's a permanent card, he or she puts it on the battlefield. So basically, you're just returning a permanent an opponent controls to their library, and then they get to flip up to see if there's a permanent on top of their library that they can put down. So very good, essential in red decks. Next one is Generous Gift. So that's 2 and a white for an instant. Destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green elephant creature token. So yeah, great. You destroy a permanent, so you can destroy anything. Generous Gift, very good. Essential. Return to Dust, 2 white for instant. Exile target artifact or enchantment. If you cast this spell during your main phase, you may exile up to 1 other target artifact or enchantment. So very good. It is 4 mana, but you can exile it, and if you cast during your main phase, you can exile 2. So it is worth it if you do it in the right way. So yeah, so Return to Dust. So now let's move on to Swords to Plowshares. Swords to Plowshares is one white for an instant. Exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. So very good. You can exile a creature, and then they gain life equal to that creature's power. So there's a downside, but it's still a really good card for 1 white mana. Great removal. So yeah. Now let's move on to some of the best keyword cards in the deck. Alright, so now we're going to be moving on to the keyword cards. And so one card that you should be running in the deck is Akroma, Angel of Fury. So it's 5 red for a 6/6 legendary creature angel. And Akroma, Angel of Fury can't be countered. That's already pretty good. And Flying Trample, protection from white and blue. So we're going to get a lot of counters on Akroma from that, from our commander Akroma. And then Akroma, you can pay 1 red. Akroma, Angel of Fury gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So we're going to be generating a decent amount of mana in this deck, so we can really pump her if we need to, but I'm not sure we'll need to do that, considering she has Flying Trample protection from white and blue, so she'll get, I'm pretty sure, +3/+3 from the other Akroma. So yeah, Akroma, Angel of Fury, great card for the deck, great keywords. So yeah, another great one is Healer's Hawk. This one's pretty simple. It's just 1 white mana for a 1/1 creature bird. It has flying and lifelink. And yeah, so this is great because flying lifelink, that's already 2, so it's a 3/3 if you have Akroma out. And this is flying lifelink, so flying, you can obviously get in with some damage and stuff like that. So Healer's Hawk, great for the deck. Yeah. Alright, so the next one isn't a keywords card, but it's still a good card in the deck, is Akiri, Fearless Voyager. So Akiri is 1 red for a 3/3 legendary creature core warrior. And it says, whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, draw a card. And then you can pay 1 white. You may unattach an equipment from a creature control. If you do, tap that creature, gains indestructible until end of turn. So Akiri is great because we have a lot of removal spells in this deck. And not removal, said that wrong. We have a lot of equipment cards in this deck, so if we equip Rograkh with this, we can give him indestructible if someone's going to kill it, or whenever we attacks, because we're going to be attacking with a lot with Rograkh, and so we're going to draw a card every single time he attacks. So that's just great card draw in red-white. So yeah, Akiri, pretty good card for the deck. So yeah. Alright, so the next one that is really good for the deck is Aurelia, Exemplar of Justice. So Aurelia is 2 red-white for a 2/5 legendary creature angel. It has flying as Mentor. And Mentor is when this creature attacks, put a +1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose up to 1 target creature you control. Until end of turn, that creature gets +2/+0 and gauge trample if it's red and gains vigilance if it's white. So it's not the great for the trample thing because Rograkh already has trample, but we can put it on another creature. But Aurelia, great, gives the extra boost for +2/+0 on Rograkh or anything like that. This is a lot of commander damage going in here, so we really want to get him big. And so yeah, and Aurelia has flying already, so that's great for the deck because you're going to get a +1 from Akroma. So yeah, now let's move on to some of the other keywords that I thought were great in this deck. Alright, so another card that has some great keywords is Miss Meadow's Skulk. So it's 1 white for a 1/1 creature kin rogue, and has lifelink protection from converted mana cost 3 or greater. So that's a 3/3, and it's great. Lifelink can gain you life in some dying times if you are at a low life total. So yeah, that's great. Miss Meadow's Skulk, pretty good for the deck. Alright, so now let's talk about some of the best equipments. So let's get into it. So Maul of Skyclaves is 2 white for a artifact equipment, and when Maul of Skyclaves enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. So you don't have to pay the equip, which is 2 white. And equipped creature gets +2/+2 and is flying first strike. This is really good because you don't have to pay the equip the first time you play it out. So you're gonna put this on Rograkh or somebody like that, and they get +2/+2 and flying first strike. That would be great because flying can give the extra ability of getting in if the other player does not have flying. So Maul of Skyclaves is great. Haunted Cloak, that is 3 colorless mana for a artifact equipment, and equipped creature has vigilance, trample, and haste. So haste is really important in this deck. I noticed that because when you play something, you really want to attack, right? Because that's what you want to do, and they don't have haste. And so make sure to add haste enablers in this deck because haste is great for it because you really want to be attacking every turn with those good creatures. So Haunted Cloak is great, and it's equip 1. Alright, so another one that is very good for the deck is Sword of Vengeance, and that's 3 colorless mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has first strike, vigilance, trample, and haste. So it's another one that gives haste. It's great. Equip 3, +2/+0, very good for the deck. So yeah, you should be running all of these. And one of the best ones in the deck is Blackblade Reforged. So Blackblade Reforged is 2 colorless mana for a legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. That's already insane. And it's normally equip 7, which is not that good, but equip legendary creature is 3. So you're kind of forced to equip it onto Rograkh, and that's what we want to do. And usually you're maybe going to run, maybe by this point, maybe 6 or 7 lands. That's +6/+7. Jeez, that is absolutely insane for this deck. Can get commander damage really fast, kill opponents really fast. So yeah, that's why Blackblade Reforged is great for this deck. So yeah, now we're going to talk about some enchantments that you should be running. Alright, so the first one is True Conviction. So True Conviction is 3 white for an enchantment. Creatures you control have double strike and lifelink. So this is absolutely insane. It is 6 mana, but still absolutely insane. Basically, you're just giving all of the other creatures +2/+2 and double strike and lifelink if you pair it with Akroma. So absolutely insane, this deck. So True Conviction, great card. Another one is Commander's Insignia. That's 2 white for an enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each time you cast your commander from the command zone in this game. And we have 2 commanders, so that can go pretty fast, actually. And Rograkh is 0 mana, so if he dies, he's only going to cost 2. If he dies again, he's only going to cost 4. That's still pretty cheap for a commander. So yeah, great card. Commander's Insignia just gives an extra +1/+1. Alright, another one is On Sarah's Wings. Now this one was kind of debatable, but I still put it in. And it's 3 white for a legendary enchantment or enchant creature. Enchant creature is legendary. Gets +1/+1 and has flying, vigilance, and lifelink. So this is another one that gives flying, that's great, and lifelink. So if attach that to Rograkh, that would be great, or any other creature to get in with some flying damage. And the last one is Assemble the Legion. So Assemble the Legion is 3 red white for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a muster counter on Assemble the Legion. Then put a 1/1 red white soldier creature token with haste onto the battlefield for each muster counter on Assemble the Legion. So this is great because when you play this, you need to get tokens on the battlefield. And those tokens have haste, so they're going to be 2/2s. And so yeah, and they're haste 2/2s. And with all the other things, like double strike and lifelink and +1/+1 with True Conviction and Commander's Insignia, those are going to get really, really big, really fast. So these are great cards. So yeah, great. Assemble the Legion's great. Alright, so that's actually it for my deck tech today. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching. And remember to keep magic on your mind.